Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Gutsy Christianity. I am your host, Rosa A. Hopkins. This episode is brought to you by ChoiceWriters.com, a blog writing service where you can find elegant writing from the best writers at ChoiceWriters.com. My blog, you can find me at Gutsy Christianity, and I write almost daily at Facebook.com/Rosa Hopkins Writing. So today's show, we were going to discuss grieving, grief, helping people with that when it comes their turn to grieve someone who they love. And this program is dedicated to a friend of our family. His name was Doug Jordan. He passed away late last month. And so, actually, no, I'm sorry, it was late October. We're in December now. And so this episode is dedicated to him. And so we've been grieving our friend this past month, these past few weeks. And so I noticed some things from the Bible, from the book of Job. In the book of Job, Job lost all of his children in one fell swoop. So he was a father, and he was a loving father. The Bible says that he sacrificed daily for his kids in case they should have some sin that was unconfessed. He didn't want them to have anything that would get in the way of their personal relationship with God. And so he cared about spiritual matters. He cared about God. He cared about his children. And he was very diligent to follow after these things. And so in one day, those children are taken away from him. And he's a father, and he's left to grieve. And the Bible says he lost all of his sons and daughters. So it was multiple people that passed in that single day. I can imagine that was absolutely devastating. And this was in addition to other losses that he had as well. And so I just wanted to, now, of course, the comforters of Job, the friends of Job, are known historically, famously rather, infamously, I might say, for all the things they did wrong. And the majority rather of the book of Job goes into that. These are all classic examples of what not to do, what not to say. But I think they actually did do some things right. And these were the very first few things they did. So I have 4 points, and I just wanted to go over those real quick. And so the very first part was they came. If you notice, Job experiences this tremendous loss, and his friends, they came. So showing up is very important. Sometimes it can feel awkward, it can feel overwhelming, but to be honest with you, most people are not in the position to want to judge people that are just showing up. Most of the time you will be received graciously, and people just want to know that other people are willing to be there. And so that's the very first point that I would take away, is that they came. And so you can do that in a myriad of different ways. Some people are letter writers, I'm not, but some people will send cards to other people, let them know that their thoughts and their prayers are with these people. You can talk to people online. You can call them on the phone. Some people do FaceTime, Skype, etc. There's many avenues for doing that. And so that's something that they did. They came, and then they sat. They all sat with him. And so his grief was so heavy, and everybody was aware of it. And there they were sitting. So they came, and then they sat. So they didn't just come and then, I don't know, observe for a minute. Sometimes like the, people that you see when there's a bad accident. I used to live on a road where there were accidents, usually one a month, and they were really bad accidents at the intersection of where I lived. And you see all the people come out. And so, but the people that sit, the people that camp out, so to speak, that tends to be people that are closer to the situation. And we used to see that too. And so point 3 is that they stayed. Now they sat. The Bible says that they actually stayed for 7 days. That is a long time to sit with Job. And when they did that, I think that was an acknowledgement of the weight, the sheer weight of this man's grief and of his pain. I think it was a very wise thing to do. I think that, even though they would later mess this whole thing up, I think that was an indication that they did care on some level, at least. And then probably the best thing they did after they came, they sat, they stayed, is they said nothing for 7 days. And partly I think we might think that that might be awkward, but sometimes you can't always rush to put things into words. You can't always rush and make the story have an ending or a lesson or be wrapped up in a bow. When you're dealing with pain, sometimes you just have to let people feel what they're feeling. I know for me, sometimes it takes me a little bit of time for the words to come. And unfortunately, when the words came for Job's friends, that's when they started to accuse him of sin, and just it went downhill from there. So it would have been better for them had they just kept their mouths shut. But in any case, I do like how that started out with they came, they sat, they stayed, they said nothing. And so that was for 7 days that happened, where they were just saying nothing, just acknowledging his grief. And so that can provide a template for us. And I would say then for the rest of the book, just see what they said and just do the opposite. And so I wanted to play a song. Doug's father, who's also named Doug Sr., wrote a poem, lovely poem called Son, Please Don't Go. And so I wrote the music, the majority of the music, and Joe helped with that. He recorded it. We'd like to play it for you here now. And as always, you can find me at gutsychristianity.com, facebook.com//Rosa Hopkins writing. And again, check out choicewriters.com blog writing service with elegant copy from the best writers. And so here is Son, Please Don't Go, written by Doug Jordan, Rosa Hopkins, and Joe Hopkins. God bless.
Son, please don't go. Son, please don't go. As I stood by his casket, my hand resting there, I said, son, please don't go. I said again, son, please don't go. And he whispered, I love you, Dad, but I have moved on. I am not here, Dad, and you know that. As I started to leave the gravesite one more time, as I started to walk away, I had to go back and stay a little longer. Oh yeah. Son, please don't go. Son, please don't go. As I stood by his casket, my hand resting there, I said, son, please don't go. I turned and with my hand resting on that casket once again, but son, where are you? He said, my father has called me home. As I started to walk away one last time, but went back, my hand one last time on the casket. This time I said, son, why did he call you home? And as I started to walk away, I had to go back and stay a little bit longer. Oh yeah. Jesus is preparing a good drummer for a heavenly band. They need a great fishing guide, so there's plenty of food when you arrive. And he said, Dad, live your life, live it to the fullest. Tell them about Jesus so they can be there too. And as I started to walk away, I had to go back and stay a little bit longer. Oh yeah. Son, please don't go. Son, please don't go. As I stood there by his casket, my hand resting there, I said, son,